I can't do anything without needing help.
Mike the Situation Sorrentino once made a huge mistake. This mistake could have easily ended in him losing his life. But luckily, his mom saved him without even knowing it. She literally saved his life. And you guys will never believe how she did that. Mike's mom, Linda Sorrentino, clearly loves her son very much. She saved his life thanks to her maternal instinct, all because she just knew that something was wrong with her son. Mike recently opened up about this really dark moment from his past, and he described how his mom stopped him from making an awful, dangerous decision. It's no secret that Mike used to struggle with substance addiction. By the time the original run of Jersey Shore ended, he was really going through it. He was using a lot of pain relievers, but then things got even worse. Mike talked to Stephanie Ramos on Impact X Nightline about what happened to him. He said that he was in a really bad place. He was broke and unemployed. He couldn't afford to pay his rent, and he was also really depressed. He wanted to use some pain relievers to escape his problems, but one day, he came home with a much harder substance instead. This substance was something he vowed he would never do, but once he had it in his hands, he started doubting himself. He decided to try it despite what he'd promised himself before. He told his wife that he was going to sleep, but instead, he locked himself in his room and tried a little bit of the substance, but that wasn't enough. After he did that, he decided to have some more of it. Obviously, this was really dangerous. This substance is one of the most life-threatening substances out there, and Mike was about to have even more of it. Luckily, he didn't actually take any more, because this was when he got a phone call from his mom. Mike decided to answer it, and immediately, his mom asked if he was okay.
This was a come to God moment.
He told her he was fine, and then he asked her why she was calling. Linda said that she just felt like something was wrong, and that really made Mike think. His mom wasn't anywhere near him, but somehow she apparently sensed that he needed her help. He was about to make a huge mistake, but he didn't take things any further because his mom was there for him. She just knew that her son was in trouble, maybe because of her maternal instinct, and she called him and stopped him from going down a dangerous path. She didn't even know what was going on. She saved Mike without knowing it, but it's clear that this moment had a huge impact on him. He described it as a come to God moment. He said that he felt like this was a message from God, so he put down the substances and decided not to do any more of it. What's amazing is that right after that, he actually also heard a knock on the door. His wife came to check on him. He said that she was like his second angel, and that the whole thing just made him very emotional because his mom and his wife saved him. But the truth is that this wasn't the only time they were there for him. Recently, Mike also opened up about another shocking thing that he almost did. He talked to Entertainment Tonight about a time in his life when he considered selling something very private. This was when he was still struggling financially. He couldn't afford the things he needed, and he wanted to do something about that. And he had one backup plan that he seriously considered at the time. Mike had an adult tape that he'd filmed a while ago, and he described it as his insurance policy. He said that he had this tape saved in case he ever needed to sell it to make some money, and he was struggling so much at the time that he really thought about it, but he knew that he couldn't just do it on his own. So he talked to his mom and his wife. He told them about the tape and explained that he'd had it for years, and his mom and wife were both there for him. Even though this must have been really difficult for them, they stood by him, and they helped him figure out if he should sell it or not. In the end, they apparently decided not to sell it. Mike said that this was mainly because it just wouldn't be worth it. While they apparently got some offers for the tape, it wasn't exactly Jersey Shore money. Mike said that the upfront payment he was offered just wasn't big enough, so he, his mom, and his wife decided against selling it. According to Mike, the tape has since been destroyed, and he obviously managed to get to a better place without ever having to sell it. But what this shows is that his wife and his mom have always been there for him, and it's especially amazing that his mom, Linda, was able to support him through something like that. It must have been really awkward for her to discuss that tape, but her love for her son was more important, so she stood by him and was there for him, even though it probably wasn't easy. It's clear that Linda really loves her son, and all she seemingly ever wanted for him is to be safe and happy. She supported him even though it would have been really strange for her, and she also relied on her maternal instincts when she called him that one night, which most likely saved Mike's actual life. In summer 2023, Mike celebrated his 41st birthday, and he admitted that he was happy that he made it this far. It's been 8 years since he got sober, and it's clear that this has really changed his life for the better. He's grateful for where he's at right now, and one thing is for sure, he had his mom to thank for some of the progress he's made. Without her support, it's entirely possible that he wouldn't even be here today. If she never picked up the phone and called him that night, who knows what might have happened. Mike described the moment as feeling like divine intervention, and whatever it was, it's clear that it came at the right time. His mom just knew that she had to call her son. She listened to her instincts, and as a result, she was able to save him from making a huge mistake. Mike and Linda still seem to be on good terms now. They're family, and they're always there for each other, even when times are tough. Mike doesn't seem to have the best relationship with his dad. In fact, things between the two of them are really messy. They were even involved in some legal battles, but luckily, things are different with his mom. She raised Mike and his siblings as a stay-at-home mom, and ever since then, they've had an inseparable bond. From the time they went on vacations together when he was small, to when she supported him through the most difficult time of his life, Mike and Linda have always been super close, and it seems like they always will be, which is honestly heartwarming to hear, because it's clear that family means a lot to Mike, and he really loves his mom, who obviously loves him back just as much. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Did you know that Mike's mom basically saved his life one time? How do you think she knew that she had to reach out to him? Was it divine intervention, or was it just her maternal instinct? And what do you think about her supporting Mike when he was considering selling his adult tape? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.